Still see you.
Children of the night, what music they make.
They're all gonna laugh at you!
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
What's up?
I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash you open.
Welcome back to Final Guys, the horror podcast that actually knows how many songs there are about rainbows, but we'll never tell. I'm Jack, and with me are my two cohorts, Jason Brant.
Hello.
Hunter Shea.
What's up, Final Freaks?
All right, so I pulled that greeting out of my butt, but
That's a good one.
here we are.
Stinky.
It was a Muppet-related.
Hi-ho!
Because we're going to be talking about puppets tonight. Matter of fact, tonight is a magical double feature where we're going to compare and contrast two new movies featuring the lovely Barbara Crampton. One is The Puppet Master, The Littlest Reich, and the other one is called Dead Night.
And funny you should say, one has puppets and one has Muppets.
Who could have expected just a couple years ago we could be having a double feature of brand new movies with Barbara Crampton in them?
Oh my God.
Barbara
She's
Crampton is on a roll.
hardest working woman ever. She might finish her, whenever she hangs it up, she might be the queen of horror. She's almost there.
At the way she's going, she's catching up some serious ground to some other people.
Yep.
So, before we jump in, we'll do a little news. We'll do a little bit of what we watched, and then we'll jump in and look, this one's probably going to go in and out of spoilers. So,
Suck it. Is that what
Yeah.
you want to say?
because we got two movies. So if we go into like one and then I don't know how we're going to do this.
I don't think we need to spoil Dead Night, do we? I don't know if we even
No,
need to spoil any of
we
them.
don't really need to spoil either one.
Yeah, I don't think.
But just
No.
we say that now, but
We
if
will.
you really want to go in blind, come back later. But if not, we'll try and keep it spoiler free. We've got a chat room where a group of finalists that call themselves the Sex Cult gather while we do this live. And one of them, although none of they're all talk, I don't think any of them actually drink, but there's a drinking game.
And they have yet to give me
And-
sex.
This cult sucks.
So,
You ready
one
for
of
the
you
drinking
would like
game?
to reveal tonight's drinking.
Yes. Here is the drinking game for episode number 68. Whenever Jack says the words watched, twist, and FX with an E, you must take a drink. When I say woods, mess, and creature, you may knock back your favorite alcoholic drink. Jason, when you say practical, snow, or club, drink away. And if any of us say television, Crampton, you're all dead tonight, or puppet, double dead, drink up.
Oh,
This would be a great one for our 100th drinking show when we get annihilated.
Yeah, it would.
He is getting to know the way we watch movies because looking at the list of words I have, he knows exactly what I'm going to mention.
Yeah, he's
I think you're
scaring
giving
me.
him too much credit. Going Crampton and puppet.
No, my words. The bonus words are definitely
Those are
low-hanging
slam
fruit.
dunks right there.
Those are slam dunks. I mean, I'm saying he should choose those words clearly.
You should.
Want to jump into the news? Does anybody have anything else to say, or hold your peace?
By the way, today is Tuesday, August 21st. It is the release day of my latest Radis New Yorkist.
Congrats.
Thank you. Book number 2 in One Size Eats All. So
Is that a Latin title?
Absolutely, because I wrote it in Latin, which not many writers will dare to do. It's $1.99 wherever books are sold. If that's too much for you, then
You said no.
you should listen to Free Ball. Yes, it's quick. You can
buy it right
You can
now.
read it in 3 number 2s.
Sorry.
So novellas have always 3 number 2s. I can get in 3 bowel movements. We're good.
I could have done that this morning.
I know. I told somebody that recently because, but I've had diarrhea all morning. Like, oh, this isn't going to work for you.
Yay. I will hopefully hopefully have a book announcement next week. I'm hoping.
Yes.
I'm close.
Finally.
That's all I got.
Well, I don't have a ton of news, so this is going to go fast.
Good. Not that I don't appreciate the news. We've got a lot to talk about.
Yeah. I almost was going to tell you guys there's nothing worth reporting, but I grabbed a couple of little tidbits. One is, you know how there's not a ton of quality Christmas themed horror movies, and every year we're looking for something for that December week where we want to do a Christmas themed. Well, on November 13th, so this is coming out, we might have to do it a little preemptively, but there's a movie called Mrs. Claus coming out.
Oh,
so
God.
Finally, the old
Coming out
lady's
as
getting
what?
her own movie. A group of college students attending a Christmas party at a sorority house that has a sinister past. They are then stalked by a bloodthirsty killer disguised as Mrs. Claus.
Sure.
And some of the people behind this are some of the stars of Slumber Party Massacre and My Bloody Valentine. I'm thinking the remakes.
I hope not the originals. They might be 80 years old.
Yeah. I don't know. I just hope that Mrs. Claus at some point says, eat, eat, Papa, eat. Nobody wants to thin Santa.
That will be in Redbox with an awesome cover and a terrible movie.
What? It's like
That's
you
what I'm
figured out
thinking.
the formula.
What is the one? There was a good book put out years ago. I think it's Santa Steps Out, where he's like banging the tooth fairy and he's drop dead evil. That's a great book.
What?
I think Leisure Horror put that out a long time ago, but it's unbelievable. I don't know how no one's picked that up yet.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. It's nuts.
So November 13th, guys.
I can't wait.
That's one that's coming out on DVD. We won't. I know you're surprised by this.
I'll buy
we
a
won't have to
chiller.
go to the theater to watch. Yeah.
Damn it.
So did you guys see the movie Snowpiercer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty
Did you
good.
know that TNT is making a Snowpiercer TV show?
What? What?
That's right.
How?
This
Because-
train just keeps rolling around
Train
and
kept
around.
rolling all night long. Train kept rolling.
Starring Steven
It's gonna be
Tyler
Battlestar Galactica on a train.
with Lauren Green.
So, I don't know really who else is in this. The biggest name I've seen on it is Jennifer Connelly.
Oh,
But they recently added Stephen Ogg to the cast. He's the
that?
guy who played Negan's right-hand man. What the hell was his name? Simon. He was the guy with the mustache, the awesome mustache.
oh, that's when I kind of bailed out.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
yeah.
I think he's also like in Grand Theft Auto or
he's
something.
super
like that.
famous for Grand Theft Auto. That's it.
Yeah.
He's a funny dude.
He's a funny dude. And he's also in Westworld.
Oh, that's right.
So anyway, I don't think he's like the Chris Evans of this, but he's definitely a good guy to add to that cast. So let's see if I have anything else on this. 7 years after the world has become a frozen wasteland, the remnants of humanity who inhabit a giant, perpetually moving train that circles the globe. Blah blah blah. Class warfare.
Does it circle
social
the globe?
injustice. Yes, it does.
How does it get over the oceans? I don't remember.
Good question.
It's been
I
a
don't-
long time.
I don't know. Anyway, what do you think of this Snowpiercer TV show?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
Cast sounds
exactly.
interesting.
I thought it was a good movie that I never really needed to revisit. I kind of got it the first time.
The idea just doesn't seem like it lends to a TV series, but what do
No.
I know?
Maybe they'll do the prequel. That's what it'll be. How they got there.
That could be better. Except
I
I
hope
hate
Jennifer
prequels.
Connelly uses the money to like eat.
Well, that wasn't
wasting
nice.
away. No, I'm just saying she's one of those Hollywood actresses who got way too thin.
God damn it.
Stop thin shaming her.
In shame. That is a thing. Never. I'm sorry.
I know. I'm so tired of it myself.
Standing around funhouse mirrors lately.
Mirrors are no fun. Okay, the
Not
last
when you're
piece of
already-
news has to do with Lou Alcindor, who you might remember from Airplane.
Oh,
Kareem
Oh,
Abdul-Jabbar, who
Kareem
has a
Abdul-Jabbar.
novel out.
Does
He like writes mystery novels or something too.
Well, I don't watch the show, but he's going to be on the final season of iZombie in a supporting role as a Seattle City Council member who's still in the city after the wall was erected. I don't even know what that means because I don't watch the show.
Big old
All I know is the man who played Roger in Airplane. Roger.
Decker.
My dad says you don't hustle to the playoffs. Listen, kid, you tell your dad.
I didn't even know this iZombie show was a thing. I think
It's
I
on
saw
this-
the poster somewhere and thought it was a movie.
It's on the CW. It's been on for years.
Oh, that's why I don't know.
I haven't watched it because I'm not a teenage girl.
I don't have cable anyway, so I couldn't watch it. Oh, maybe I get the CW.
Okay, well, Kareem
I think
Abdul-Jabbar.
it's on Netflix if you wanted to catch up.
I'm really excited. I love CW shows. They're
The best. Supergirl.
Okay, that's enough news. This is good.
You weren't
What did we
kidding.
watch? Roll it.
Where the hell is the video? I can't find it. Got it.
Anyway,
We have such sights to show you.
Nothing runs smoother than this ship.
all right, Curation Nation, are you ready for some movie reviews?
Some quick reviews.
Quick reviews. Jason, go.
What the hell did I watch? I watched
Jack, go.
Species. I watched
It
Species
was
last
just
night.
Natasha Henstridge's birthday.
Oh, I did not know that. Well, happy
She
birthday
50?
to her. I'm going to go mid-40s. Anyway, I hadn't seen this movie in a long time. My wife never seen it. Thought, oh, what the hell? My opinion of this movie is pretty much the same as it's always been. She gets very naked throughout a lot of the movie, and I appreciate that very much. It's outstanding. The movie is a cool premise. The alien design is mostly cool. I like the movie quite a bit until the third act. Once they really start fighting the creature, the CG in the end is so bad that it just crushes that movie.
It's a cheap movie. It is what it is. You still love The Mist despite some of the worst CGI of the.
Oh, this
20%.
makes The Mist look like freaking Jurassic Park.
That's okay. You got Natasha
Species-
Henstridge to look at.
Species has an impressive cast.
It
You've
Oh my
got
god,
It does.
It's
Michael
amazing.
Madsen, Mark Hellenberger, whatever her name is from CSI.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
No, it's great.
with
cast.
proof that chicks should let their hair grow long. Come on, look how good she looks on CSI compared to that Brady Bunch hair she had in that.
So Species came out at that weird time in the 90s when they realized, hey, with CG, we can do a lot of shit. And they should not have been doing it, and they did it anyway.
Oh, it's a new toy.
Species has a $35 million budget in the mid-90s, so it wasn't
Yeah,
a
but
super
that
small
crappy
movie.
CGI might have cost a lot back then.
It totally did. I'm guessing, but it's awful. But
Young Alfred Molina,
50 pounds lighter.
yeah,
yeah, and what's his name? Ben Kingsley.
Forrest Whitaker.
Forrest
Whitaker.
That's right. What an insane cast that is.
It's a truly great cast.
I really
and
like
Natasha
that movie.
Henstridge, who at that moment in time was like the most beautiful creature.
Oh, every time she stepped on screen, it was like mesmerizing just looking at
Yep.
her. It was just incredible casting. And I think it was her first movie role. She did a really good job in it. I love the way the movie starts off. It's just boom. There's this young girl in a glass cage and she breaks out as they're trying to kill her, and the movie just goes. There's no setup. It's just rocking and rolling. It's just, damn, that third act is rough.
Yeah.
Well,
Otherwise, it's a good
Species
movie.
trivia for you. That movie won the Best Kiss on the MTV Movie Awards that year for the one where she pops her tongue through the back of the guy's head.
Oh, that was a good one.
I thought you were going to talk about how many boxes of Kleenex he went through.
We're still counting.
So anyway, this is on Prime right now if anybody wants to revisit it.
I might
Cool.
revisit it.
I'll give you some tissues. Oh my god.
Hunter.
Okay. I I'm stealing your idea of watching the Joe Bob Briggs movies on Shudder.
I didn't do it this week, so go for it.
I did it, and I dived into the Herschel Gordon Lewis Blood Feast.
Oh God.
Let me that movie is absolutely wretched. I mean, it is so bad.
That's the one I probably won't watch.
I don't know if this is the one that ran like 2 hours and 15 minutes because Joe Bob pops in and waxes poetic or makes fun of it and stuff. I couldn't watch this movie without. I don't know if actually no. I don't know if I could watch this movie without him or with him, because if it was without him, it would end quicker. Like tearing off a Band-Aid a little bit faster.
I needed the breaks, man. That movie was, I'd never seen it before. That was tough.
It's been a long time. Can you give me a synopsis? Because I rented that like in high school, so that was like in the 40s.
Some Arabic guy who runs like a general store has this sacrificing people to ISIS or Cyrus or somebody, and he caters things, and it's just, here's the deal. It's known as the first gore movie, and there are scenes of extreme kind of gore, like for the time. It was 1960. Is that the one with
the car battery charger thing?
Oh, I don't remember a car battery charger. I got to tell you the truth. I was zoning in and out on this thing.
I was too hard. I basically would tune back in when he was talking.
It is strictly made for the drive-in, where you make out, you look up when you see blood or boobs, you go back to making out, you look up when there's blood or boobs, you straight up bang, and you hope something happens funny. You know, something funny happens in the end. And the end, the way they take care of the bad guy is actually kind of funny. But it's a total turd.
So I'm glad that we didn't watch that when I came over, because
Herschel Gordon Lewis. I know people.
Sounds like we'd have to make out.
People love this guy in retrospect. I don't understand, but whatever.
I think it's one of those things where he changed the genre. But
who's this? Like, Herschel Walker?
Yes.
Yeah, that trade was crazy.
So check it out. I mean, watch it with Joe Bob, because he's probably your best friend to get you through this.
Yeah.
Well, fellas, I did not watch a horror movie this week besides the homework assignment, but I did go to the movie theater and see the new movie, The Black Klansman, the Spike Lee joint.
He still makes movies?
I'm curious about this one.
Is he elevated himself above, like, college art project movies?
Yes, this is a great movie.
Really?
Number one, it is probably... I have not seen all the Spike Lee movies. I haven't seen a lot of them, but from what I've seen and from what I've heard, this is definitely the most well-balanced movie. Like, this movie does a really good job of kind of showing all sides of the issues that they're bringing to light. It is a freaking fascinating story.
Really?
For
Spike Lee, that's shocking.
The first black cop in this Colorado town who ends up infiltrating the KKK, and then a white cop goes in person to do that part of. So there's two guys playing this role.
Oh, I've seen the coming attraction. I know this. Okay.
And one of the great things about the movie is it's funny, so it's entertaining, and the lead character, this guy is going to be a huge star. He is amazing, and the guy who plays Kylo Ren, for spacing on his name, is so great in this movie. The two of them, the whole cast is phenomenal.
Cool.
And one of the things it really does is there's going to be people who see this movie and get angry on all sides of the issue. Some people are going to say, "Oh, that's BS" or whatever. That's not true. If you just take a step back and watch and go, "Okay, maybe I don't think that way, but oh wow, other people do think that way." This could be a great conversation starting movie, and because it's funny as well as poignant, I think it could do a lot of good. And I think it does a really good job of being kind of balanced. It's a little like Spike Lee is not subtle.
No.
Some of the villains are a little cartoony. By villains, I mean the white guys and the KKK are a tad cartoony, but at the same time, I get it.
Did either of you see his horror movie, Das Sweet Blood of Jesus?
No, is that a horror movie?
It's a horror movie. Yeah. It was on cable for a while. I just never got around to watching it.
No, I haven't seen that one.
No, I haven't seen it, but I would suggest watching this movie. I really enjoyed it, and I again, it's entertaining and thought provoking, and I think with what's going on in our country right now, I would love to see a lot of productive conversations come out of this movie. So, with that, I would just suggest go see it and have some fun.
Productive conversations.
Yeah.
That's asking for a lot.
Yeah, really.
Well, I will tell you this: at work, we had a very productive conversation as a result of me seeing this movie and people talking. And these were people from various backgrounds and viewpoints and all this. And I was like, wow, it's working. So,
and Eric Smith just told me that Denzel Washington's son is the star of Black Klansman.
Is he? Well, he's tremendous.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Oh, and Adam Driver, I think, is who you were.
Adam Driver.
That's
and if you saw Spider-Man: Homecoming,
Mhm.
the girl who plays Liz Allen, the Vulture's daughter, she is in it, and she's great too.
Cool.
That sounds cool.
Okay, Jason, what do you got?
Well, I wanted to mention Upgrade quick, the movie we did not go see, the horror movie that came out by Blumhouse this summer. I got to see it, and I dug the hell out of this movie. And as we said before, I absolutely want to do an episode on
Killing
it.
me.
I'll just say this, and then I'll get to my other one. This movie was made for $5 million, and how the hell they pulled it off for $5 million blows my mind. There are a lot of special effects for such a low-budget movie. It's a great cast. It's not just all in one room, as you might expect. There's locations, and it was surprisingly well made. I very much enjoyed this. Based on a recommendation from our buddy Steve Barnard, who always picks the craziest movies, I went out and grabbed the Jurassic Games, which is...
What is that?
It's best described as the Hunger Games meets the Running Man meets Jurassic Park. It's a bunch of people on death row who get to go into a VR simulation of, I don't know if it's an island or just a big landmass filled with dinosaurs. And they have to complete these tasks and complete these missions. And the last person alive at the end is set free. So it's very much the Running Man in that regard. And this movie was just, obviously it's ridiculous. It's called the Jurassic Games, but it was actually better made than I expected. A lot better made than I expected. Some of the effects were as, Sci-Fi Channel original, what you'd expect. Mm-hmm. Some of them were definitely a step above. Someone had put some time into it. There are a couple recognizable people in it, you'll see.
Cool.
But it's not great. If you go into a movie called Jurassic Games thinking you're going to see high art, you're going to be you're going to be disappointed. But
we need a rating for movies like this. It's like you're a horror fan, see this movie. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Do you want to see dinosaurs eat people and
yes,
people do stupid shit? This is your movie.
Where did you see it on?
I ended up renting it on Amazon, I think it was. It was a couple bucks. It's a fun movie. If you're looking for something to laugh along with that's, not a complete piece of shit, I recommend this one. It's fun.
Nice. Should I go, Jack? My turn?
Please.
Okay. I saw a movie recommended by my editor, Caught, which I think it's on both on Shudder and Prime. And it's about a British couple living in the countryside, and it's set in 1972, 73. She's a reporter, he's a photographer, and they do these exposés together. And they want to do this expose on something going on not far from their home. And then they get a knock on the door, and there is just this strange man and strange woman at the door who want to talk to them. And it becomes this, it's not exactly home invasion because they let them in the house, but right off the bat, something is off with these two. And it just devolves into absolute insanity.
You said this was Caught?
Caught, okay. Yes. As the man would say, he goes, I want to see the caught. You have the caught.
Mike Francesa would say, caught.
Caught.
Caught, dog.
It reminds me a little bit of the Mothman. If you know the Mothman story, there's a lot in there that kind of reminds me of that.
You know the Mothman.
Read John Keel, Mothman Prophecies.
I read Richard Keel.
Let me tell you, this movie is a tweak in the end and a tweak in the middle from being one of the best movies of the year.
What?
For me. Yeah. I'm not going to give anything away. I mean, to talk too much is to spoil the hell out of this.
You watched this on Prime, right?
I did.
Okay, because I saw this, but the reviews turned me off, and I never watched.
The reviews are terrible. I don't know why.
Yeah,
Jason, I think you'll like it.
Amazon and 4.4 on IMDb. That's pretty rough.
I think you'll like it, but like I said, I know why they get the low ratings, and there's these two moments when if they just did something that would have lasted a minute, it would have changed everybody's minds.
All right,
so check it out.
Just
and I'll finish with a book that I read. Well, not a book. I read a short story by Stephen King and his son, Mr. Joe Hill, In the Tall Grass, that we just talked about, a week ago? 2 weeks ago?
It's going to be a movie.
Yeah. Really good.
Yeah. You remembered something we talked about. That's great.
Yes, I did.
So
you
proud
son of a
of
bitch. You. Finally. Well, it was a book. Movies just kind of come and go. I thought it was excellent. There was a scene in that movie where I was like, whoa, what the hell are we doing here?
In the book?
Yeah.
Is that about ticks? Because you got to be careful in the tall grass.
Oh, my God.
Or when you're playing golf.
It's what Children of the Corn.
There's like snakes in the grass. You got to take your club and hit the grass before you go over there.
I think it was best served as a short story. And I think it's everything you think Children of the Corn should have been to spawn 9 movies and all this crap.
Yeah,
I think there's more going on in the tall grass than the cornfields.
When I talked about it, I said there's one scene in it that is so crazy I couldn't believe it. Right?
I want to know which one of them wrote it.
It's so fucked up. It's
because
horrible.
It's also seamless. I can't tell one from the other, so I don't know how they worked it. But Joe is pretty much like his dad anyway, so it's excellent. And get it on Kindle. I think it was like $3.99 or something. 60 pages, quick read, but it's worth it.
It's a great one.
I will close this segment with a TV show that I finally finished, the Netflix series Luke Cage Season 2.
Oh, God. You watched 1 and 2?
I watched 1 and 2. I will watch all of these just to get through them.
God bless you.
Luke Cage Season 2 is further proof that these Netflix shows need to be either better written or less episodes, because there's some real gold in this series, but the first half of the season, I'd watch one and then it'd be like a week later, I'd watch another one. There was no real urgency to get back to watching. And then the last 4 or 5 episodes are really good. The ending was kind of okay, but sometimes I think this show is like trying to be The Wire. When we want to see Luke Cage punch stuff,
Yes.
Get a little bit more comic booky and stop being, trying to be so intellectual. I appreciate trying to elevate the material a little bit and make it a little more grounded, but there's a lot of fat on this. They really take the long way to get to where they're going. So I really enjoyed, like I said, the last half. Great actors. I like everybody in it, but I felt myself just the second season of Jessica Jones, same thing. I was like,
Is Jessica Jones in this season at all?
No. However, Iron Fist is in 1 episode, and it's probably the best episode. The new Iron Fist trailer, I can't believe I'm saying this. The new Iron Fist trailer came out and looks tremendous.
I haven't watched
They have fixed
any of this.
It looks like they are fixing Iron Fist a bit, because at least from the trailer, he's doing a lot of stuff with the Iron Fist, and there's another super powered person in the mix and things like
amazing.
that.
No one gave a shit about Iron Fist as a character in the comic, much less on TV.
No, well, listen, the trailer looked like, yes, I would like to see a superhero show that involved some action.
How about Power Man and Iron Fist, which is really the only way we ever cared about either of them?
Well, that's why when they're together in the 1 episode, it's great. They have great chemistry. And it elevates both characters. So I'd love to see that. So with that, I'd say I really feel like these Marvel Netflix shows are probably losing people each time they come out, because they're too long.
It's oversaturation too.
I don't think it's oversaturation. I just think you got to put out a better product.
Where do they dig into the well and whip out Machine Man and Devil Dinosaur?
You see, I feel completely different.
Dazzler.
I feel the opposite of doing that. I feel like it's brilliant that they're going to unknown characters, because there's a lot of great stuff that they're like, Jessica Jones. Who the hell knew who Jessica Jones was?
But she's relatively new too.
Yeah, but she's an unknown. Nobody knew any Rocket Raccoon. Nobody knew who that was.
They lucked out with Jessica Jones because they got Kristen Ritter.
Yeah, but I'm saying I think Marvel's really good at looking at these characters on the page and saying, you know what, we could take this person, reinvent them, and tell great stories with them. But
we can't get the Fantastic Four.
No, they're coming. Fox was sold to Disney, so Fantastic Four is coming.
Hopefully it doesn't suck. Now, the Netflix series, we've been talking about this since we started doing this show. They need to cut 3 episodes out of every season. They're just too long. The last one I watched was The Punisher season 2. I didn't watch Jessica Jones 2. I haven't seen Luke Cage. I don't want to sit through 10 episodes and hate 3 of them. So I just haven't been able to get myself to watch them again yet.
Even The Punisher, which was really good, was too long.
Yep.
Yeah, do like the Brits do. What they do, they sit down for any TV series. They go, what's the arc going to be? How many episodes can we get? So British TV shows, you'll look, one season might be 6, the other might be 20. It's however long it takes to tell that arc. Don't say we got to fill 13-hour-long episodes.
No, I agree. The Netflix ones are so much potential. It's just I lose interest about halfway through every single season.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I mean, listen. Sometimes Luke Cage is trying to be The Wire, and I'm like, we don't want The Wire. We want Luke Cage.
Right. I want the fist.
Okay, with that, why don't we go to our main feature?
You like scary movies?
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite scary movie?
I don't know.
You have to have a favorite. What comes to mind?
I actually found it that time. And by the way, I would like to see a Dazzler TV show. That would be awesome.
Dazzler?
Complete with the I need the music. I need disco music, man.
Oh yeah, Dazzler. Be great.
Yeah.
Lady Gaga as Dazzler.
Her and She-Hulk can be lovers.
She-Hulk's gonna happen. You watch.
The way John Byrne drew She-Hulk made me very turgid.
She not only got super strong and green skin, she got incredibly sized breast implants at the same time.
Boom. And she was in the Fantastic Four for a year or so.
Okay.
Loved her.
From the fantastic to the funtastic.
Hanna-Barbera presents.
All right, so we've got a double feature here. We've got the Puppet Master, the Littlest Reich, and we've got Dead Night, 2 movies that happen to have Barbara Crampton in them. And I don't know how we should do this. Do we want to just take on one and then flip to the other one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, which one we want to hit first? Want to go with Dead Night first?
Dead Night, 100%.
Yep.
Okay, so I saw Barbara Crampton tweeting about this. That's how I learned about it. Watched the trailer and went, okay, new release. We're always looking for new releases. So I threw it to you guys and said we should watch this movie. What did you think? I'll go last.
Who do you want? You want me to go?
Yeah, Jason, you do
Whoever.
I struggle with this movie because I didn't hate it. But the thing that obviously is probably most important to me for a lot of these movies, because of what I do, is the story. I don't understand the story of this movie. I don't get what the hell was going on half the time.
Thank God.
Or why.
I thought I'd be the idiot who couldn't figure this out.
When the witches show up, I'm like, from that point on, I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Let me interrupt. Hunter, you're still an idiot. Don't worry about it.
Oh, thank you. Oh, okay, good.
Jason.
Goes without
I
saying.
feel all right.
But there were some great gore effects in this. A lot of practical effects, which I appreciated. The movie looked good. It was shot well. The CG effects.
Frickin' aspect ratio like you read about.
Sheridan nailed it. The snow, when they put the CG snow in, it was just like...
I know. And then why? Because it was there 1 minute and then bone dry pavement the next.
Yeah, so it had problems, but I didn't hate it. There was a lot of stuff in this I thought was cool, but I don't understand what happened. So
okay, we'll come back to you, Hunter.
I feel the same way. I thought it looked good. It was slick. I thought Barbara Crampton was on the top of her game in that movie. She was so freaking delightfully evil. But when it got to the witches, I'm like, I don't understand. Like, why are they there and why is she here and what are they doing? Like, I understood nothing.
They're watching a
And
TV hooked up to a rock. Come on.
I even stayed to the end because did you go to the end credits and there's another scene at the end?
No.
Yes, I forget what it is, but I saw it.
Made even less sense than everything beforehand. So I was like, oh, okay. That didn't help me at all. So it's weird because I liked parts, but then I don't like the fact that I don't know what this movie was about.
Yep.
Number one, I think we would have all liked this movie better if it was just on Netflix and we didn't pay to watch it.
Probably.
And if I was drunk.
Well, you probably were drunk and you don't remember because you were drunk.
Wait, was I? No, I saw it last night. I was sober.
Okay.
I had to think.
I'm glad you mentioned how great Barbara Crampton is because she saves this movie.
Yes.
This may be one of her best performances ever. She is spectacular in this movie. You should watch this movie just for her. I can't get enough of her in this movie.
She's funny. She's evil. She's duplicitous. It was really cool. I would have wanted to see more.
Yes.
So, and by the way, did you know that's a reuniting of her and AJ Bowen from You're Next?
Yes, I did.
I did not realize that.
And they wasted him because he's pretty good.
Yeah,
which one's AJ Bowen?
He was the father.
Okay. So, well, I totally agree with both of you, though. I was like, what the hell is going on? What's the deal with these evil things in the forest and all that? There was a little part of me that appreciated the big swing that this movie was taking. There's a whole piece of this movie that is a like unsolved mysteries type documentary that is
which they're showing
in and out.
So you watch the movie and see the unsolved mysteries and complete with some commercials, which was a brave choice.
I appreciated that actually.
It didn't always work, but I'm watching it going, okay, this movie's, I don't know. They tried to do 10 bold things and like 4 of them really hit and 6 of them they went for home runs and they hit singles and doubles and a couple of pop-ups. You know what I mean?
It's weird because it's a short movie too. So they took on so much and then limited their time.
But
like you probably needed 10 more minutes.
I was actually expecting more anger and vigor from you two because
no. Like I said, there were parts I loved.
There was a lot of potential in this. That's why I'm not super pissed.
And there's a lot of fun to be had. There's a lot of once the things get going, there's some fun gore, and there's just some absurdity that people who watch dinosaur movies, like we were just talking about, like you can appreciate it.
Yep.
So,
how much did you like the beginning, hoping it was like going to be Night of the Creeps?
You know, I hadn't even thought of that, to be honest.
I was like, oh my God, I hope they go for that. They didn't, but it's still fun.
But you're definitely right. It's confusing because I was like, okay, wait, what?
Yeah, there was one part where the witches are talking to the mom. I'm not going to say what she tells her she has to do. And I'm just like, what? There's no way a mom would ever do that.
No.
And she didn't even give her a reason. She just says, you need to go do this. And the mom's like, oh, all right.
Fine. Do it. I'm like,
what?
Whoever wrote that must have been an orphan. Didn't know anything about moms.
In the chat, Steve says the movie's about a lump of metal. And as best I can tell, that is correct.
I thought it was
all right, so the
poop.
synopsis of this movie is a family is going on a vacation to some, I guess it's a mountain wooded lodge house that's supposedly because of the iron ore or whatever in the ground.
Like the iron oxide or something, yeah.
There's healing properties of the ground, and the husband has cancer. So the wife, this is sort of the wife's last ditch effort to try and cure her husband. And so it's those two, their daughter and son, and their
daughter's friend.
Their daughter's pretty friend. And when they get there, they end up finding Barbara Crampton passed out in the snow. And Barbara Crampton is like this like politician woman who you see like at a TV commercial.
Or would be.
That's
right, because we're watching the past and then we see there's time slips too in this.
So anyway, and then from there is also some sort of menacing presence in the woods and chaos erupts from there.
I love the woods. I want to live in the woods.
So that's kind of the nutshell. And then what you get is a uneven kind of like sort of fun. I really think if this was just popped up on Netflix like Mute did, you'd watch it and be like one of us would come back and be like, hey, I saw this movie you guys should check out. It's
that might
it's not
be
the
the
greatest
case.
movie, but it's worth watching.
It was just a not knowing, and I was going to look it up on Wikipedia if somebody could explain it. But I was like, you know what? Let me just go in, see if Jason or Jack understood it. But you didn't.
So
And
I
don't
actually
care.
was talking to my wife after this about what I would have done to change it. I would have cut out the witch crap and the metal rock crap. That whole storyline would be gone, and just have it that Barbara Crampton made some deal with the devil so she could win and become a senator and eventually become the president, and then have
Right.
more Barbara Crampton and less of the weird shit I don't understand. And I feel like the movie would have been pretty cool with the practical effects and more Barbara. It would have been amazing.
Jason's for hire, Hollywood.
That's right. I just fixed your movie.
But he's too damn good, so you won't.
That's
get
the
him.
problem. You're exactly right. That's why I turned
Mhm.
down all those big money scripts.
There is some great gore in this.
There
Yes,
truly
There's some
is.
fun.
There's beheadings. There's all kinds of stuff. There's faces
Scalping.
looking like they're going to explode, scalping. It's great stuff.
Like honestly, this is like a movie that I wish had just shown up on Shudder, and it would have gone up in my ratings instead of. I paid like what $7 to watch this movie, and I'm like,
I paid $8.
yeah, this is not a $7, $8 movie. But if this showed up on Shudder, I'd be like, yeah, that was fun. It was kind of weird. I didn't really get it, but Barbara Crampton was awesome. So I would recommend watching it, but I would not recommend paying to watch it. Wait till your
Look,
subscriptions pay for it.
If
and
you were
watch it.
fool enough to pay full price for Meg, you're going to be happy that you paid half price for this.
Or let's say you were an idiot enough to go see Mother in the theater, then
Wow, we're going to keep going back to that. Well, I'm going to get Jennifer Lawrence to kick you in the balls.
I'm just saying you're way.
I'm going right to Kentucky where my family is.
I would take 10 Megs over one Mother any day.
No, oh God, Christ, no. I don't know if I would take the
Yes.
Mummy over the Meg. They're like so interchangeable to me. With
I
my
would take the
anger
Mummy
factor.
over Mother.
Well, of course you would. Anything that requires no thought, you're going to be in.
No, I like
hog.
thought. I like thought.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I avoid your books.
I better close the blinds when I watch this movie. That's as far as you're
Well,
thinking.
I liked both of those movies, and I didn't hate The Mummy.
You know what,
the
Jason?
police have,
First
the
of all,
police
I
have
blame-
ordered me to close my blinds, by the way.
I blame all this arguing on you. Jack and I just spent the whole day together, filmed a whole bunch of Monster Men. This never happened. This
I
is
just
all-
sat here and said nothing and
I
listened.
know it's your
Hey,
presence.
Jason, shut up.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go through ratings. Jason, would you recommend this movie?
No.
How would you recommend this movie?
If it comes on Netflix, it's cool for the gore stuff. It's good for Barbara Crampton, but I wouldn't pay for it. It's too confusing.
Same thing. If it's free on Prime, free on Netflix, or maybe $1.99. They brought it down to $1.99. Sure, why not?
I agree with that. Do not pay more than $1.99 to see this movie, but if you see it for $1.99, jump on it.
By the way, for $1.99, you can get Radish New Yorkers by Hunter Shea.
Biggest dickus.
And it's only 3 dumps worth of content.
He hath a wife, you know.
I mean, really,
Continental
I'm
buttercup.
not going to do the math, but what is $1.99 divided by 3 dumps?
3 dumps.
If you go to like Chipotle,
Oh, you can read the entire trilogy.
it could be like a 1 dumper.
You get that E.
I
coli.
was going to say, if you go to Taco Bell, it's a one and done. And you need a new toilet.
One long snake charmer.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow. Okay, so let's move on to Puppet Master: The Littlest Reich, a movie. And this is a hard one to kind of recap because I don't really.
It's a Puppet Master movie.
It's a Puppet Master movie
Boom.
where a bunch of people go to the scene of the like Puppet Master murders from, I don't know, is it the original movie or
I think we've missed a few because they keep making them. This is the one that's gotten like the most press. I think maybe because of Barbara Crampton.
Well, this one reboots the whole thing. So
Does
I know
it?
they're going back to a house where a bunch of murders happened, but meanwhile the like Puppet Master guy is using his puppet mastery to send his minions to the hotel to
It's Puppet Mastery.
to perform hate crimes on the people in the hotel. And that's about the whole movie.
no, that
It's all
sums
about
it
the
up.
Nazis, baby.
The guy from Reno 911 is the star, Dangle.
Underused. They could have done so much more with him.
And ironically, he's almost like the straight man in this.
Yeah.
What's his name? Udo or whatever that guy's name is.
Udo Kier.
He's there briefly, as said puppet master. Oh, and the guy from New Girl, the tall guy with the glasses who played like her. He's in it and plays a valiant Jewish lad.
And Barbara Crampton is playing a cop, a retired cop who shot Toulon. I think that's what she said. That's why I feel like I missed something, because she was in the original Puppet Master as Woman at Carnival. So she was not a cop in the original.
And another great performance by Barbara Crampton.
Yeah.
It's kind of intense in this movie.
Just all frumpy in that cop uniform.
Yeah.
Is puppet mastery anything like Pineness? Yes. Without the constricting strings.
From the chat.
It's nothing like it. All right. Somebody talk about this movie.
You and I watched this. We had spent the day drinking and filming Monster Men. We were ready. We were charged. And I was expecting the usual Puppet Master dreck because they're usually unwatchable. I haven't had this much fun in a long time watching a horror movie.
I gotta say,
straight to video.
This movie featured some of the best kills I've seen in a horror movie in a long time.
It was awesome gore. There were some puppets in there. I'm like, I don't remember this puppet. So now I feel like I have to watch the one beforehand to see if they were introduced. There is gratuitous nudity. There is crazy gore. There is Nazis. This looks the best of all of them. So as far as the way it was shot, it's far and above better than any of the previous ones. Solid actors. I mean, dude, what more could you want in a freaking Puppet Master movie?
Oh, yeah.
Loved it. I loved it.
I agree. I thought this, as soon as it started, right away I thought this looks way better than any of the Puppet Master movies before it. This actually looks like a movie. And I've seen all the Puppet Masters up until, I think one came out last year. I didn't see that.
Yeah, I think last year, a year before, yeah.
Yeah, so I've seen all of them. Now, granted, I don't remember the exact timeline because I was usually doing something else while they were on. But as soon as I saw, is it S. Craig Zoller? I always get that confused. The guy who wrote wrote and directed Bone Tomahawk. And
yes.
He wrote this movie, which I think is
why...
Oh,
wait, he did?
Yeah.
Well, that's why it's good.
As soon as it was announced that he wrote this movie for whatever reason, everyone was interested. And there's good reason. This guy went for it. He
sure did.
The shit that happens in this, the kills and the gore, it's so crazy. I will just sum up my opinion of this quickly with, if you've ever wanted to see a man piss on his own severed head, this movie is for you.
Hunter and I actually took a moment to reflect on that kill and said, this may be one of the best kills ever in a horror movie.
I rewound it just to make sure I saw what I thought I saw.
It was amazing. Absolutely amazing.
There's actually, look, there's a pregnant lady. I can't believe they had the guts to go where they went with that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a puppet that uses a person kind of as a puppet.
Yes.
There's a dumpster dive that may be the best part of the whole movie.
Oh my God.
I did not see that coming.
Jack and I kept doing like these, oh! We were doing that and laughing out loud. It was a freaking blast.
And we were saying that like it's a funny movie that's almost not presented as a comedy, but it's like, it's like supposed to be funny. Because like Dangle is not playing it up like campy or anything. He's almost Adam Westing it, where he's playing it totally straight.
As hell.
I think that's why it worked so well, because it was obviously supposed to be funny, but yeah, they played it straight. It's just presented like a horror movie, which is obviously hilarious.
Which is why a lot of great comedies, directors will say, I don't want comedians. Give me like Airplane and Blazing Saddles. Like, just give me regular actors. Because I don't know, when they act to just act the part and not try to be funny, it's funnier.
It worked in this.
Although Dangle is a comedian, and well, he's a comedic actor. One of the things I got a kick out of was the relationship between Dangle and the girl who becomes his girlfriend, because they sort of like they knew each other in childhood. They kind of run into each other, and then like in the next scene, they're hooking up.
Oh yeah, they're like full in a relationship.
That's good
We
stuff.
looked at each other we're like, wait a minute, did we miss something there?
Nope.
But it didn't matter. And she took her top off.
They
so
basically
let's
get rid of most of the characters in this. Not the characters, but the characterizations. Like you get a feel for the characters without a whole lot of exposition and a whole lot of time spent on it, but you still have a feel for them. And I thought the way they did that was good. We don't need to see them going out on 10 dates. Let's just get right to the sex.
The other thing this movie is politically correct. That's another thing Hunter and I just kept looking at each other like, oh my God. They're just dealing with Nazi stuff and uncomfortable territory. And they're just like, screw it, we're going right there.
And today in New York, we just deported the last Nazi holdout in Queens.
I saw
old
that.
Man on a stretcher.
When the Jewish comic book store owner grabs the doll and throws it in the oven and says, "Let's see how you like it."
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Holy shit.
Oh my God, it was so good. I got to tell you, this is the biggest surprise of the year.
Oh yeah.
Year. This is like, it's Puppet Master.
Yeah, that's it. Like, it's surprising enough, but then when you're like, wait a minute, Puppet Master, the third Littlest Reich might be like in my top 5 movies this year.
But it's like,
it's got to be on my top
Puppet
10
Master.
list.
It's Puppet Master like 8.
Yeah.
Like more than that.
How is this possible? And now we know. You had a great writer. And
great writer, and
director.
they had a strong cast because the guy from New Girl is great in it. Dangle's great in it.
Yeah.
And
what was the one guy's name? Cuddly Bear or something like that? What the hell was it?
Yeah, something like that.
I should look this up. Hold on, it was worth it.
This is the 13th
and the puppets,
film.
like, just all of a sudden, like, where'd that puppet come from? Where, like,
yeah, I don't know if they were new to this.
2 puppets at the beginning, and then all of a sudden it was like drone puppet, frog puppet.
Yeah,
finally, the drill head guy showed up.
Yeah, I was missing the slug woman. She was always my favorite.
I don't remember most of the puppets.
You remember the girl puppet that her mouth would open and a fucking leech would come out of her mouth and
maybe
drop into your ear or wherever.
I still want to see a puppet movie where like Lady Elaine Fairchild from Mr. Rogers and maybe King Friday go after people.
They were the ugliest puppets of all time.
Is this the best movie Charles Band has ever been involved with?
It's so good, I was shocked that his name was on it.
Oh, damn. Okay.
No.
All right.
Look, this is the man who gave us demonic toys and a lot of stuff. They are what they are. This was on another level. So I thought that, all right, maybe he had nothing to do with it, but he did. It was great.
Yeah, this is the guy who, for whatever reason, decided to hitch his career on movies about killer dolls. And I've enjoyed them for the most part, but this was fun. And, talking about story, in this movie...
Wait, can I interrupt real quick?
Yeah.
Try and refrain from using the P word and say marionette instead, just to frustrate the
By the way,
game.
The drinking game is up to 53 drinks right now.
Oh.
This is a new record.
Master.
I think we broke the glass ceiling here.
Go on.
The story in this was sparse, to say the least. There were a couple times towards the end I was like, wait a minute, why is this happening? But it didn't even matter. You're not watching this for that.
The story checks out like the first act.
Yeah.
Did you care why this was happening when that girl with those ginormous boobs?
Yeah, those were
Good.
large.
God,
I looked her up. Apparently, she was a playmate.
Oh, all right, that makes sense.
Another great kill.
Yes.
Yes.
That was the thing. Great kills, which we haven't seen.
What do you want from a movie like this? Great kills by, for lack of a better word, puppets.
Oh, you're going to say marionettes?
Marionettes.
My only real complaint story-wise is because of the way the movie ended. I would have liked to have maybe understood a little more of what the hell happened, because they're obviously they want another one out of this, another movie. But
And I'm in.
you know, that's a small complaint.
You give me the same crew behind this in the next one, I'm in.
I say get more Reno 911 people to be in the next one.
What was the guy who was the he was on roller skates all the time in Reno?
Oh my god,
that guy was so funny.
His name Randy or something like that.
I want to know. I should have looked it up. How did S. Craig Zoller get involved with this? That guy's doing really artsy, super violent. Artsy's maybe not the right word, but like grindhouse, really well received movies.
They must have thrown some money at him. Or you know what? It's a challenge. Come on, Jason. You know, if they told you, can you resurrect demonic toys? And if you can, you'll take it. That's a challenge.
Maybe he just is a big Puppet Master fan. I don't know.
Maybe they get like a bonus, like you get a signing bonus of like you get to keep a puppet.
I mean, look at this. Now he's done Bone Tomahawk, followed by Brawl in Cell Block 99, Puppet Master, and his next one is Dragged Across Concrete.
Udo is in Cell Block 99.
Yes.
Really?
There's a connection there.
That guy just disturbs me for some reason. He's just odd.
He's in Andy Warhol's
supposed to.
Dracula.
Is
Andy
he?
Warhol's, yeah, and that is an effed up movie.
I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's weird. You don't need to see it. I saw it like when I was in high school and I hated it.
Watch Andy Warhol sleep, which is 8 hours of watching someone sleep with the camera never moving.
Yeah.
Or watch me sleep. It's called sleep apnea.
He's gonna die. He's gonna. Oh no, he got it.
No, he's back.
He needs an apnea monitor.
His septum must be deviated.
By the way, Udo Kier's character in Cell Block was Placid Man. That's a
Placid
great name.
Man.
He was born in 1944. Holy.
And your character is Flaccid Man.
Totally. All this alcohol. Absolutely. By the way, Udo Kier was also in Iron Sky, The Coming Race. Which
I don't think I saw that actually.
I did not. I loved Iron Sky, and I did not know that there was another one. Oh, it'll be out in January 2019 in Finland. Damn it.
I just want to know how the hell he got involved with this. I'm dying.
He'll do anything. Well, I think he'll do anything. He's in Iron Sky, goddammit. What is he?
No. Sorry. S. Craig Zoller.
Oh, I'm telling you, I would feel the same way if you gave me a challenge, and he might have liked the Puppet Master movies, but like, go ahead. Can you elevate this to where it's never been? I'd take it.
Well, it definitely says something about him. That's for sure. He doesn't feel like he's above the material, at least.
No.
Now, one interesting note is Jason spotted this, that for like a window of like a day, this movie was on Amazon to rent or buy for 99 cents. And I jumped on it, and it's like the first time I ever digitally bought a movie because it was the same to rent or buy. Mm-hmm. By the time we got to Hunter's house, it was back up to normal.
I think $6.99 or whatever.
So that was like a weird coincidence or whatever that happened. That
I'm glad I could pay more.
Did we lose Jack?
I think
in October.
Oh, I thought the apnea took him. You kind of blacked out there.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything you said.
Oh, I'm saying I bought it, so I know that in October when I'm doing my movie marathon for Halloween, the 31 days, that's definitely going to be something I watch again.
Oh hell yeah,
that's a good one. I actually wish I'd had somebody else to watch it with, because it's one of those where the kills are so crazy. It's like watching a movie that's so bad it's funny. You want to have someone with you to enjoy the crazy moments with.
Yeah, we had a blast watching it.
Yeah, it looked so crazy that my wife was like, "You want me to watch Puppet Master?" I'm like, yeah, all right, I'll watch by myself.
No, tell her to watch it. She'll like it.
She actually might have. It was pretty funny. So we'll see.
So if you could own one of those marionettes, which one would you want on your shelf?
I always liked the guy with the knife hand and the flamethrower dude, just because his eyes lit up. I always thought that was cool.
Well, like I said, I always liked the leech woman. She was my favorite. But in this movie, I want that robot,
the drone one,
helicopter head thing, whatever that thing was. I loved him. He was like a mini Iron Giant that kills.
I think the drill guy is pretty iconic looking as well.
Yes, drill head.
The one that like has the hat with the
Klaus or whatever
with the hook hand and the knife hand. He looks like there's this guy who's a bad guy in like everything. He was like a bad guy in Charmed a million times.
I was thought you were thinking of Klaus Kinski.
Squinty-eyed guy with gray long hair. That whenever I look at that puppet, I'm like, that's that guy after he dies. Like, that's his skeleton. He always plays like a warlock or a vampire and stuff.
Go take a look at pictures of Klaus Kinski, because I swear that's who they modeled that after, and Klaus might have been a Nazi.
Nosferatu.
Oh,
actually,
Lord.
when I see that blade puppet, I guess I was trying to think of another word, but the puppet, it reminds me of
60.
Who was the guy who starred in Airwolf? Airwolf.
Oh my God, Jan Michael Vincent.
Have you seen pictures of him lately?
I was in the stall next to him where his caregiver was getting him out of the wheelchair to go take a shit at Chiller Theater.
Oh, okay. So then, yes, you
I was right there.
Why.
I smelled Jan Michael Vincent shit.
Awesome. So happy I picked that or brought this up.
I can't believe all the people you mentioned him.
I saw a picture of him not that long ago, and I was like, damn.
The weird thing is somewhere on some podcast, Jan Michael Vincent is saying the same thing about you.
I was taking a pee-pee with my friend Norm. We shared a urinal.
This flaccid man came over, stood beside
Whatever.
So look, I don't know. I think if you're looking for a good Nazi killer puppet movie, this is probably your best option.
I think if you're looking for a good horror movie, boom, put it on.
It really had an old school feel to it.
Yep.
You know,
it's on my list now for favorite movies of the year.
Practical effects, great kills, funny laughs.
It might beat Hereditary.
Paced right. It's old school. I dug it.
Yep. Loved it.
All right, so we all say go watch it, pay whatever it takes, see this movie.
Yep.
Everyone will love this, but Pam Morris.
Pam
Tim
marches
Meyer.
to the beat of her own drums.
Tim Meyer will say, I prefer Puppet Master 3.
She can pick her own puppet.
I'm your puppet.
I'm not even going to get into that. That's for another time. Pam.
Oh, Pam.
But again, props to Barbara
like Bone
Crampton.
Tomahawk either.
Bone Tomahawk is awesome.
Exactly.
So, I forgot what
Barbara
I was gonna
Crampton.
say.
No, you're right. We
Barbara
barely talked
Crampton.
about her in this. I thought she
Barbara
was great.
Crampton, again, gives this 110%.
Yep.
And she's not in it a ton, but when she's in it, she's awesome and she's
captivating.
Intense. Yeah. So as far as the closing the loop on the Barbara Crampton double feature, both movies are worth watching. One, because simply of Barbara Crampton. The other, she is sort of the icing on the Nazi puppet cake.
When she's giving the tour and shitting on the German woman who's trying to show her up.
Oh my God.
That was great.
That was awesome.
Is that a 9?
Yeah, Barbara Crampton is just the shit now.
And if you've ever wanted to see Barbara Crampton eject a mag from a gun and jam a new one in, when she did that, I was like, whoa. This is a new side of Barbara Crampton.
That's how she keeps the weirdos away.
The only other thing I want to mention about her is, has anyone ever aged more gracefully than her? I mean, she still looks
Salma
amazing.
Hayek, but
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're right. Jack and I have been a foot away from her and spoken to her, and
she's gorgeous.
It looks natural.
It's unreal how good she looks. It blows my mind, honestly. She turned 60 in December.
60 years old. That's right.
It's unbelievable.
Good for her.
She looks amazing.
Loving
I
it.
think some of that Reanimator green,
Yeah, exactly.
green juice gave her some the Fountain of Youth.
She's kicking ass. I'm loving it. I hope she keeps rolling.
All right, so we're all giving the The Marionette Master, thumbs up.
2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs.
The other movie, sideways thumbs.
I'd like to see in the sequel that the NSYNC guys from the Bye 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 video get taken over by the Puppet Master.
Oh, God almighty.
It depends on who's involved. If it's just Charles Band, I'm sure the demonic toys will show up again.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Charles Band and Joey Fatone.
Bye, bye, bye.
And with that, we will say, baby, bye, bye, bye. And see you next time on the next Final Guys.
Bye.
Bye, Flaccid Man.
Game over, man.